До слова запрошується речник Міністерства оборони України.
Now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Good afternoon, everyone. Now the information about the events in the ATO area. Lugansk area, between 9 till 3 p.m., the occupants delivered heavy mortar shelling in Popasnyansky region. At our positions, the enemy launched about 40 mines. And also right after midnight and in the evening, the enemy shelled our positions near Stanitsa Luganska. In other parts of Lugansk area, it was calm. On the whole, in Lugansk area, there were 10 enemy shelling, including 6 with the use of heavy weapons. The Donetsk area yesterday, the situation was calm along the front line. The enemy didn't use heavy weapons. There were no many-hour firing between ATO forces and the occupants. At the same time, the militants violate ceasefire in the main flash spots such as Svetlodarsk, Balch, Zaitsevo, Avdiivka, and Donetsk airport. On the whole, in Donetsk area, during the last 24 hours, there are 7 enemy shelling. Mariupol area, in Krasnogorovka and Mariinka, it was calm. The enemy violated ceasefire in the south, in Slavna and Novotroitsk. Near Azov Sea, the situation remains the same. The militants deliver fire during the day and at night using actively heavy weapons. And each our position come under enemy fire. In Pavlopil and Talakivka, there were mortar shelling delivered by the militants. On the whole, in the Mariupol area, there were 20 enemy shelling, including 2 with the use of mortars. During the last 24 hours, as a result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 2 servicemen were wounded. Yesterday, in the Mariupol area, Ukrainian armed forces detained the militant from Russia. He said that he came to Donetsk from Kurgansk town of Krasnodarsk area in 2013 to earn some money. When the war broke up, there was problems with work. That's why he joined the militants. The man said that there is low morale among the militants, lack of financing, drinking, and drug abuse. Now, video footage with the confessions of the former militant. Do you believe that there are people who want to be there and fight? So if there will be such an attitude, so we had low morale, and in December they should have provided us with the salary. We just wanted to leave the regiment because conditions were unbearable. So there were a lot of material problems, and also the problems in the attitude towards us from the side of the officers. We were humiliated, and they beat us, and thank you. Ukrainian military intelligence informs that Russian forces are trying to hide their activity in occupied territory of Donbass, and Chief Intelligence Department of Russia uses such organization as Great Don Cossacks. So Russian advisors and instructors, they pretend to be Cossacks volunteers. During 7 till 17 of January 2017, in the 9th Regiment of the enemy, there were 3 suicides and 5 self-harm incidents with the use of firing weapons. And the majority of the militants are the residents of local residents, and they are demotivated and do not want to continue their service. And the enemy forces are understaffed in the 6th Regiment, and they do not allow the militants to be discharged. And the court in Mykolaiv Oblast sentenced SPR militant. SBU identified that the resident of Mykolaiv joined the militants in 2014, and he took part in subversive activities against peaceful residents. The militant joined the militant groups, such group as Wimpel, and he fought against Ukrainian forces. And the court sentenced him to 8.5 years in prison. One more militant in Luganshina benefited from SBU program that is called They Wait For You Back Home. Ex-militant was trained in the territory of Russia, and then he defended some facilities in the occupied territories. And the man didn't take part in the military actions, so he was allowed to return home. And also, National Guardsmen detained one militant at checkpoint in Avdiivka, and in the course of checking the documents, they understood that he is the member of some militant groups. These days, SBU found caches of ammunition in Stary Aidar village in Peshchane in Lugansk and in Donetsk Oblast near Novogrodivka. Law enforcement confiscated 500 TNT mines, then Shmel grenade. Fire launcher, 5 anti-personnel mines, 70 grenade launcher shells, and 3 grenades. OSCE mission representatives transported the body of man who was killed by the militants in Popasnyansky region. He was shot dead several days ago, but evacuation was but the snipers prevented evacuation. That's why it was done only then. So, the 5 trucks went through Novotroitsky and Mayorsky checkpoint, bringing pumps for water supply to the residents. This help was provided by some foreign charity.